Hello, friends. Welcome to today's live session on Wall Street. So, things are looking quite murky, and I have been saying this thing for the last 2 or 3 days that wait for the event and let it over. We have couple of hours. We have specifically 3.5 hours more for this event, and it will happen in the market hours. So, U.S. market will definitely react along with the futures of other developed or developing economies, and for the rest of the market, we will see the implication from tomorrow onwards. Now, the big thing here is the highlight for today's market is the Federal Reserve is expected to take a very big step towards its first rate hike. Now, they are directly talking about the rate hike. It's not about taper, but it's about rate hike. So, understand this: hiking a rate is a different thing when you are talking about tapering, and if they are doing both this thing together, or if the market is expecting something, or if the Fed is doing something, both are different things. So what are the let's go and check out the news. The Federal Reserve is expected to announce a dramatic policy shift that will clear the way for its first interest rate hike next year. So this is a presumption, and whether this will happen or not, that's a next thing. Or but what they are saying is we will expect a rate hike. So rate hike. I mean, if they started tapering all the stimulus they have in couple of months, and then we have an interest rate hike next year. Now this sounds and looks quite good as far as the economy is concerned, but whether it will happen or not, that's the big deal. Right now we have to see. Now market are anticipating the Fed will speed up the wind down of its bond buying program, changing the end date from to March from June. Okay, so this is quite fast, which means that would free the central bank to start raising the interest rate from zero, and Fed officials are expected to release a new forecast showing 2 to 3 interest rate hikes in 2022 and another 3 to 4 in 2023. Previously, there has been no consensus for a rate hike in 2022, though half of the Fed officials are expected at least one. So this is indeed a big policy shift if this will happen. Now you have total 6 to 7 rate hikes in the next 2 calendar years, or financial year. So this is indeed very big what we have here. Hello Ansi, how are you? So if you have any queries or doubts, meanwhile you can ask. I will definitely look into it. Let's go through some of the things which are really important for the market. Then we will definitely look into it one after another. So what I was saying here is, now when we are expecting 6 or 7 rate hikes, and let's see how the market is trading right now. So the Dow Jones is okay. Here we are. The Dow Jones is flat, minus 96 points, nothing more, nothing less. Then you have Nasdaq, which is down by 50 points, and what is up is the S&P 500 VIX, and it is now trading 3.43% higher, 22.64. Now that's the thing. Now when you have Janet Yellen, and I don't want to talk about Jerome Powell, because what you are saying and what you are doing is different thing, but we know about Janet Yellen, and she was very dovish in the past, and she's one of those advocates who believes in the monetary policy, and if you spend or if you infuse more money into the economy, and things will start moving. So the thing is, there is another news I think which we have here. Because both of these are connected with each other. Now let's see if we have, yeah. So I think I just read couple of hours ago. So as you can see here, the House passes debt ceiling increase, sending it to Biden to avoid default of you know default hours before the deadline. And this is as of 14th of December. Now, and updated on 15th of December as well. So, congressional Democrats voted to raise the debt ceiling just before the deadline that could mark the US first default. And the Senate passed a borrowing cap increase late Tuesday afternoon. Then the House allowed, then the House followed suit early Wednesday, and the bill heads to the President Joe Biden's desk on the day of. Treasury Department estimated the US could not run out of tools to pay its bill. Now, on the one hand, you cannot, you are increasing the debt ceiling to pay off your bills or debts, and on other hand, if you are so hawkish, I don't know how could these two things are interconnected with each other. Although this looks different, but let me tell you, these are not. Okay, when you don't have money and you want to push money into the government, and on the secondary, on the fact that when you're talking about the market, you are saying no, we now the economy is fine. So how could it be possible when government doesn't have money to function, and the economy has enough amount of money, or the stock market has enough amount of money to run? So these two things are itself are contradictory. So you better understand what actually is going on over here. Let's check out some of the moves that are happening in the US market, and let's see what's moving here up or down. Here we are. So what's the deal for the day? So this stock again started moving up. Right? This stock has again started moving up. This is not Pensar acquisition. Rather, we know it as American Virtual Cloud, AVCT, if I'm not wrong. So this is the, yeah. So AVCT. Now it has again started moving higher. So this is one of the trending stocks we have here right now, because it's been moving for quite a while. As you can see, there are some big moves which we have as far as the trend is concerned, and the stock itself is very volatile. We can see the moves on both the side, right? So the important thing here is, if it sustains above two specific levels, that's it, because the market itself is volatile. And if you want to, I'm saying this thing that do not look at each and every nook and corner of the market, because things looks quite volatile and quite unstable. So you will get to know how the market is going to move from today onwards, and then analyze your position, analyze your thought process, understand the market. And I think tomorrow is going to be a better day to pick and choose things, right? And I have also said one more thing. Then when the market is volatile and it looks risky, and there is an indication of downside risk in the stock market, do not choose stocks which are in free fall. At least it is an uptrending chart, or it should hold the trend. Right now you can see there are some stocks which are moving down, and people want to take a plunge on that. So that's not a good idea. Now, as far as American Virtual Cloud Technologies is concerned, what we have here are these two important levels. So if the stock continues to sustain above 1 and 1.44, we are good to go, right? So this is what we have here, right? And Coinbase. So you're talking about Ride blockchain. Let's see. Now, yeah, we are. So Ride blockchain is not looking good right now. Right now, where is your support? Where is your big support? So what we have here, something like this. So if you want to look at the support for Riot, you have your big support in between 8.2 and 9.1. Right now it is holding above one of its major support. So right now you have your big support at $21, and if it falls below that, there will be a sharp move towards 9 or 8 or $9 on the downside. So this is the scenario we can see as far as the chart of Riot is concerned. And Coinbase, I think Coinbase is a recent holding, or recent listing rather, beg your pardon, recent listing. So Coinbase Global we have here. Yeah, so it is right now, it looks volatile, but there is a range in between which it is trading here. So what we have here is something like this, right? So $235 is the level one should look at. If it sustains above that, you can probably expect a sharp swing. If it does not, then we will see some down move going forward, and the next probable support below $235, although we don't have any price information below that, but below which we have $200 as your next level of support, right? So this is what we have here as far as the trend is concerned. So I think these are your two queries that you have asked here right now. Now moving back to the market, and let's see what else we have here, because as you can see, in normal days you can see some big moves as far as the trends are concerned, but right now what we have here is something like this. Until and unless the event moves away, you can't see something big. As you can see, markets are completely flat. Looking at the oil, they are also flat. Looking at the bonds, they are also flat. Everything is flat. There are only two things that are moving, and there is a very big perception or a paradigm shift, which you can say, as far as the trend is concerned, because of the policy that US Fed, or what the market is expecting, right? With seven rate hikes are, I mean, it sounds very quite abnormal right now. Because on one side you are raising the debt ceiling, and another side you are talking about rate hikes. How could it be possible? Right now it is trading at 96.61 US dollar, and the next move will be or in between $90 and $100, and this is because of the perception that has built, right? If you are expecting a move which is as high as if you are expecting the Fed to move the needle, and it's going to be on the upside for interest rate and downside for bond purchase, this simple perception keeps on pushing the dollar index on the higher side, and that will be a problem. Beyond a certain point, it's not only a problem for other countries, but it will be a problem for US as well, because US is also a debt holder from some of the companies. US has also taken debt, so when US has to pay the bills or the interest rate payments, they have to pay the higher charges. So understand this thing, and leverage is something which is increasing quite a lot. Okay, Donnell has asked FOPIB. Let's see, FOBIF. I suppose, okay. FOBAI. So this is an OTC market stock. So understand, buddy, whenever you're talking about an OTC market stock, it doesn't matter what is happening, because these contracts are highly liquid first of all, and the moves are very big on both the sides. So it doesn't matter whether they have any contract or not. When you're talking about price, it's only about buying and selling right now. So if you're looking at the chart of FOBAI, what you can see, it is going lower, and until and unless it recovers, we can't expect anything else from this chart right now. Rather than entering into it, you should look at the support level, and you have two important support level, primarily 90 cents and your stop loss at 80 cents. If it sustains, then only look into it, or else if it falls below 80 cents, there is no point talking about that. On the upside, you have two points to look at. You have 1.12 and 1.51. So these are the two things that you are looking here. But right now it looks quite bad, so forget about it. Apart from that, you asked for XTSL. So MFS Technologies, this is also an OTC market stock. I mean, fine if you are interested in this kind of stock, but I think you have understood the risk. So yeah, if you understand the risk and you know how to deal with this, then fine. Right now for MFS Technologies, it is in between a range, and the range we have here right now are these two, 0.18 and 0.15, right? So if this stock sustain above these two levels, then you have three targets to look at. You have 32 cents, you have 44 cents, and you have 51 cents to look at on the upside. So this is what we have here. Third, you have asked about VSBGF, right? VSBGF you have asked for. So let me check what is VSBGF. Okay, Visibility Group Technologies. Now, what I was saying a couple of minutes back is literally the same thing, that when the market is volatile, it's very risky to look at these kind of stocks until and unless you understand the risk. But anyhow, now this trend, I specifically like this trend. Why? Because it is an uptrending move, and if there is a correction which is happening in uptrending move, you can say that there is a chance that it will sustain at its support level. Okay, there is a slight chance that it will sustain. So the support level, the trend looks like this, and the support level we have here is this one, right? 0.58 or 0.59. So this could probably be the area where you can find your bargain buy, but don't go below 58 cents on the downside, and on the upside you have your big range which is in between 1.84 and $2. So this is at least an uptrending chart, and the price is stable as of now. So this one you can look at. Okay, and see CEME, Chem Biodiagnostic, right? So Chem Biodiagnostic we have here right now. So let's check it out, the Chem Biodiagnostic here. No, this one is looking quite bad right now. This one is not looking quite good, and it is on its way to move towards the lowest end of the range, I think towards the low of 2005-2008, right? So better to stay out of it. We don't know when it's going to be sustained. There may be some slight trading moves in between, but right now the levels which the stock is going for is in between 63 cents and 91 cents. So be very specific about the things which you are looking here right now, right? So this is what we have here as far as the current trend or range is concerned. Let's go. What we haven't done today is checking out the major indices and how they are moving in today's trend or trade. So let's go and see. Right now, things looks quite volatile as it should be, right? So what we are looking at here is the question. I don't think it is required right now. So a support here right now has already broken down below 35,580, and what we are looking here are two support levels, 35,353 and 35,268, right? So this is what we have here as far as Dow Jones are concerned. And Nasdaq, yesterday Nasdaq moved quite a lot. I would say it has really moved quite a lot on the downside, and as you can see, I mean, whatever gap it has formed, it is now down and out. Really, it is down and out, and it is hanging very near to its support level. So you have two important support levels as far as the Nasdaq is concerned, and we literally have 3 hours and probably 10 minutes, right, for the policy to get declared. And if there is anything, I mean, there is always the fact about there is always a difference between the fact and the words, or the action and the words, but words matters a lot in some professions, or in financial market word does matter a lot, because you are dealing with money and dealing with price. So right now we are looking at 15,020 and 14,930 as our next set of support as far as Nasdaq is concerned. So let's see how it's going to move. Then let's go to the loser section and let's see who is in doldrums. And yeah, today we don't have big, so that is a good thing. At least today we don't have big losers. Otherwise, yesterday we have seen 60-70% downtick. So yesterday was really very bad. Volatility was quite high, and you can see the chart of Palmetrix. The chart itself, the name is itself quite interesting. Palmetrix. Now the stock is plummeting. Now, if you are looking at this stock, now that's what I'm saying to most of the people. Don't look at this kind of stock. If you're observing these kind of stock, I don't know what you want to, what do you want to make out of your money. If you don't know how to buy stocks or which stocks to buy, go and ask a professional, or ask someone who knows how to deal with this thing. I saw people asking charts which are really down and out. Now what you are expecting in a bad market, how is going to help you? Are you expecting to make some quick bucks out of it? That is not at all the right way, because you just want to flip a coin and decide which way it should go. It's just a probability. Now you're you're doing the guessing game, which is not at all right. Now if you're looking at this chart, it has broken down below its support level, so below 74 cents and below 68 at 62 cents on the downside. Now you can't expect anything else until and unless it moves above the important support level. But the better way to answer, for the better way of answering about this kind of stock, why do you want to look at this when you have options available? if you still want to, take a punt on a stock which is correcting, at least I have explained you the same thing yesterday. At least you look at those stocks which are moving up, not move, which are not going down. So at least the big trend is up, right? Yeah, right. So this is the thing. Apart from that, you have Aspen Group. If I remember correctly, Aspen is something which was moving higher quite a few days back, and now it is falling down. And no wonder it is falling down like there is no tomorrow. Okay, although today's downfall quite restricted compared to yesterday's market, but if you're looking at this particular chart, this is one of those stocks which are, it's definitely going to test its previous low. That's what is completely visible. So 1.47, there is a very high probability that it will retest 1.41 and 1.15, and below which one should not carry any position. So below 1.15, there is no way one should talk about this particular stock, right? Now I forgot to tell you one very important news. So this one, right? It's game over. So I don't know. It is just an opinion, I would say, as of now, but things looks quite murky, and it is very specific because now the U.S. listed companies or the companies who are basically from China, and because of the geopolitical issues which is erupting or in between power tussle, these companies are going to hurt very bad. So it doesn't matter how good or how bad the fundamentals of the companies are. So as you can see, he predicted that by 2024, most Chinese companies listed on the US exchange are no longer going to be listed in the US exchange. So companies are pulling out of US markets, and they will basically there will be delisting or relisting. But how this is going to shape up, because on one way you are delisting and you want to create your own market, and you are moving out from the biggest equity market of the world. Right? I don't know how it's going to work, but the thing is, just basically check what is the origin of that particular company if you are looking for, and it doesn't matter whether it will A grade company or C grade company, or whether it is included in the indices or not, but things does not look good. Okay, so stay very much focused on this fact. And yes, you can make money in some other stock because you have your option open, but do not try to take unnecessary risk, because this crackdown is going to stay very long. Definitely this crackdown is going to stay very long. Now let's go and check out the 52-week high, and probably this is the section which you are looking at. Yeah, I have talked about Pfizer, and I will keep on saying about Pfizer, and the simple reason here is when you have something in front of you, when you can see a very clear trend in front of you, and you are searching for stocks which does not make any sense, so it is called an utter foolishness. So the stock has indeed made a very big breakout, and we are here for a very big move, and there is no denial in that fact. And if you are missing out this fact just because the stock may not give a certain percent of return, or this is not my category, first of all, you don't even know your category. You don't even know how to choose stock. Now how could you say if something is working in the market, and you are trying to show your over smartness and try to select a stock which is not working in a market, and you simply expect the stocks will turn the dime into a gold and things will happen eventually. So this is not the way to look at the market. You cannot swim against the tide. If you understand this fact, you're going to stay in the stock market, because this is not about some basic knowledge, and you will enter into it probably if your timing is right and you are one of the lucky ones who have never seen correction cycle. Then yes, you are going to enjoy, but there will be a time limit for that, right? So understand what is working in the long term or what should probably work, and for that you requires years and years of study, research, analysis. You need not to do extraordinary things extraordinary. If you have a simple observation, things may work out for you, but you need to you know work very hard for that. Right now, the another thing which one showed, another chart which is working, tandem diabetes care. So let's see. Now, as you can see, there are lots of pharma companies which are working. Now, this is one of those examples. If you are looking at this chart, this looks like something very bad has happened, and somebody thrashed the stock. Somebody or a group of people thrashed the stock like anything, and from the lows of 2017 to the highs of 2021, that stock has given you 6,000% worth of return. Now, is it good or bad? That's based on your perception, because we are still dealing with the hangover of year 2020 and the uh, first half of 2021, where stock has given you, or n numbers of stocks have given you, 5,000, 10,000% worth of return. If you are still dealing with that, then you are in a big problem. You're dealing with a very big problem. Why? Because market does not give those kind of returns. Not even the US market. There is a phase, and stock across the globe has given you certain amount of return in a very quick time, and probably uh, don't try to push your luck beyond a certain limit. If you do without understanding things, you are completely putting your money at risk. So if you want to do that, you can either hire a professional, or if you still want to you know do things like that, you can uh, I would say give away the money you have, because there is no way wasting your time and money if you don't want to keep yourself progressive, or if you don't want to learn. So as far as tandem diabetes care, you have $125 on the downside, and on the upside you have $181. So these stocks which are actually running in this kind of market, so why not at least gain 5 or 10% rather than uh, taking and you know taking a punt on those stocks which are not moving. Just see, just check which are the stocks that are working in the market. Hunt for those stocks. Go for those stocks. Now, this Huneng Power, right? This Huneng Power, let's check out first. Is this a US stock? Right? Huneng Power International. Now, this is, I think, yeah, this is a Chinese company. Founder, China Yumeng Group. So this is a Chinese company. Now, right now, if you are looking at this trend looks fine. But as we have discussed, because things look really quite murky, and how this is going to work out, nobody knows, because China's investment in US market are quite deep, and it's not only restricted to the stock market, and people do know about it. So when you're talking about delisting, relisting, I don't know how it's going to work, but be very much specific about this kind of companies, because it is not at all related to profit or loss. What it is related with is something else. So right now trend looks good, so we have to follow the price above 22, above $20. We have two big levels to look at, 43 and 58. So that's what the chart is saying right now, right? Let's move and see what are the most active securities, or where there are huge amount of trading volumes we have here. So Bio Frontera, this is moving, coming back again and again and again. As you can see, how to look at this stock, and you can see 50 million. The volume which you can see on your screen is nearly 51 million. I mean, when people are trading in these kind of stocks, and do you have any trend? How do you identify the movement in this particular stock? Okay, when you don't have any price action history and stock can swing anyway, even a pendulum has, has a specific move. Either it will go right or it will go left. Here, left, right, center, up and down. Nobody knows where it go. So if you want to take punt on these kind of stock, it's very hard to do, you know, because there are people who put huge amount of money, and there are people who want to chase that money and falls into a big trap, right? So until and unless you have something proven, and what we are talking about is not at all fundamentals, is all about, you can call it as an intraday trading move, and that is nowhere connected to any fundamental of the company, nor even connected to any company developments, because you see suddenly news from the company which is very important and which will add value as far as the fundamentals are concerned will come up, and stock can move by 100%. Now the thing is that, does that move, or does that intraday move factor in all the things which will about to happen in the past? No, certainly not, because investors will wait for it, read it, analyze it, and then they don't have any problem to enter in any stock after 100 or 500% worth of move, because they want to look something else or something different. If you want to see things, when intraday moves are happening and you want to see things on different perspective, adding fundamentals and all those things which does not have any relevancy in the current market, then it will be a problem, right? Neha asked for Qualcomm and Quiddlecop. Yeah, sure. So Qualcomm is the stock which I have been saying or iterating things again and again, because now chip shortage is a known phenomenon, and this company is definitely going to benefit out of it. And if you are looking at the long-term chart of Qualcomm, what you can clearly see here is, I think, 2022 years breakout. So breakout has happened. So the last high was 1999, and breakout has happened in 2020. So nearly 21 years of breakout. So if you are simply looking at the long-term chart, and you need not to be a rocket scientist over here, right? If you simply do a trend analysis out of it, you can clearly see what the trend is telling you, and if the stock sustains above $100 to $105, so the next big move will push the price in between $700 and $800 on the upside. Obviously, it's for the long term, but this is what we can see. So these are the kind of stock which one must look for, or one must go for. Now the next, she has asked about Quiddle. Now Quiddle, let's go and check Quiddle over here. So yeah, Quiddlecop. This is also a nice looking chart. This is simply a nice looking chart right now, but it is trying to manage or sustain itself, I would say. Right now, if you are looking at the price chart of Quiddle, think this is trading very near to its or at near specifically at its support level, as you can see over here. And if the stock sustains, so the catch here is this is exactly trading at its support level. So if the stock continues to trade or sustain above $125 or above, then probably there will be a swing, and that swing will push the stock price in between 500 and $700. So we are looking at a weekly chart, so this will take couple of weeks to couple of months, right? But yes, if this trend sustains, we have a sharp move going forward. Yeah, welcome Neha. So this is the thing which we have here. Now this is today's trading session. Today's trading session is all about, if anybody has any query, do ask. We are here to share our experiences, and if you have something, please ask. And if your friends and if you have anybody who is interested in stock market, do share the information with them as well, so that we can reach out to more and more number of people. Right? So Neha is asking, it is a good idea to invest in Clover at current level. Let me check, Neha. Every time is a good time to make investment, right? It's all about what you are choosing. So are you talking which Clover you are asking? Because there are lots of Clover. What I can find here is Clover Leaf, Clover Health, Clover High Tech. What you're asking about? So please let me know so right now what you can see here is, there is this is just a null trading day till for the next 2 or 3 hours. This is going to be a null trading session until and unless, even you can see the price chart Alibaba is really plummeting, and it's very sad to see a company with this scale, and we don't even know where the founder of the company is, and it's really sad to see how the stock is moving, because some companies are really worth admiring for, and if somebody made his or her career and reached to a certain level where people know them, admire them, and they are literally become the icon for or inspiration for something for the society. And if things are happening like this, it's very sad to see. Okay, Clover Health, yeah. So this is Clover Health. No, yeah, your first two stocks which you have asked are looking good. This is out of the context, and that's what I'm keep on saying again and again. I know people will not listen, but anyways, the thing is, if you want to take a punt, it's up to you. It looks like it is trading near a support level. If things works out, yeah, fine. 3.8 will be your stop loss here. And if things works out for you, then what you can expect here? Let me check. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If things works out for you, you have your first target at 4.79 or $4.8, and it may extend up to in between 5.5 and 6.5. Right, so this is what we have now. So what I was talking about is not about this stock, but about the stock of Alibaba. Right, so this is what we have listed in NYSE, and this stock has been moving down. As you can see, the stock with this scale, which should have moved towards 4 digit. Now from the highs of 317 or $320, it is now slowly but steadily moving down. And obviously it doesn't matter, because stock market is a very I would say, it's not for faint hearted. You don't understand things, because you may lose some part of your money, and if you don't understand the game, you move out from the market. Because a company with such a huge scale, if they keep on losing their share price value, keep on losing the market cap, some group will show their interest in these companies or stocks who are working on such a large scale, and probably purchase the stock. If you are listed in the market, you have to follow the market, and probably purchase this stock at a very low price, okay, where the actual value of this product is quite high. So right now, if you are looking at $110, $120, these are the two important levels. So this is the ADR, Alibaba Group Holding ADR, listed in NYSE, and if it falls below 110, then you are ready to go for more on the downside. As you can see, whatever it has earned from 2015 till 2020, 449, 450%, and in the last 1 year, it has lost almost 60 to 63%, whatever it has gained. So this is really saddening. This is not stock market. So right now, I would say, wait for the next 2 or 3 hours, at least for today's trading session. Let the market settle, let the market tell you where it want to go now, and stay with the companies which are trading in green. When I'm saying stay with the company, it does not mean you again started taking punt on something which is moving down. You should choose companies which are known names in the market, right? If you want to take a punt on falling stock, why not go with stocks like Amazon or Apple or Alphabet? Why not look into this stock? These stocks will give you low amount of return, but it will assure you the safety that at least you can make, if not today, but after 10 days, you can go home with a return. Whether that is important for you, or only making money where you can lose your entire principal amount, and if you gain, you can gain 300-400% if you want to make your money like that. So the choice is definitely, and that's where the opportunity lies. So it's up to the individual perception, but if you want to stay long, you have to make your mind prior to that. There is no harm taking risk, but the thing is, if you want to take risk, you should know what is good and what is not good, right? So this is what we have, and we will definitely wait, and from tomorrow onward we will see things will be much clear. What you can see here right now, things will get much clear. Either we are going on the upside or we are going on the downside, and if there is a real trader, he or she can make money on both the side. It doesn't matter if the stock market will move on the upside or the downside. And about this statement, I've started my today's video session with this statement, and I will end with this statement itself, because the these are just news, when we see actual action. And let me tell you, if this is the thing which will actually happen, market will definitely factor in a much faster way, and their 30% will be gone. If this is a thing which they are saying, and which will actually happen, that they are end up with the QE in the next couple of months, probably in the next 3 or 4 months, and they are going for 2 or 3 interest rate hike in 2023, then 3 or 4 more. Now it definitely, US is not in a position to do things like that. Whether it can do that or not, that's a different thing. But if they try to do things like that, then stock market or the financial market will definitely becomes uncertain, and uncertainty is equal to huge amount of volatility, and market will discount the future action and future course of action, and it will have a big impact in today's market. So understand this thing, right? So I want to end today's session with this note. Thanks for joining this video. Do share about this session as well as about my channel, and we are trying to help people. Professionals obviously don't require my advice, but if I can share something meaningful or interesting which will gain their attraction, I would be very happy. If if you are gaining something from my experience, if you are new in the stock market, at least we can help each other, and will guide you what to look and what no. Okay, I think I have left one one stock here. So sorry Lim, I think I have missed your comment, so don't worry, I won't go without answering your question. So AWVs, so this is the stock which he asked for. So I just because there are lots of comments, so I just forget about that. But here we are. Yeah, this is a good stock. This is definitely a good stock, Lim, and this stock is making. So there's a very big breakout that has happened. So congratulations for finding this kind of stock, and thank you, because I really like this kind of stock. I don't want stocks which are obviously creating video is a different thing, but it makes us feel happy when people go for this kind of stock and they really understand how to look at a certain amount of certain stocks, right? So there is a big breakout that has happened above $126 on the upside, and if you're really looking at this trend, you can see some sharp swings going forward. Now how this big, how big it could probably be. So for that, if you draw a trend line out of it, so if it sustains above $126, so the next big move we have here will be in between $250 and $300 in the upcoming weeks and months. So this is what we have here as far as the big trend is concerned. So thank you for joining this session, and do share this session with your family and friends or people who are interested in the stock market. Basically talking about the Wall Street or the US market, and share my channel information about that, and I'm ready to help as many people as I can. So we will see you tomorrow. Okay, Jess, welcome Jess. I think I'm just about to end the session and I get your comment. So okay, yeah, this looks fine. This looks really fine, and if the trend sustains above, okay, here we are. So if the stock sustains above $5, you can see a sharp swing. Okay, so if it's sustaining over $5, you will see a sharp swing, and probably the next move will push you towards just from $1 to $5. So from $5 to $10 will be your next way out, but you need to make sure that the stock is sustaining above $5 on the downside. So this is it. This is we have here for Okay, both are different, are you saying? Because I will find only one stock with a double V. Okay, anyways, so we will see you all tomorrow, and this is the end of today's session. So, good day to you too, but wait for the big event to just pass by, and we will see you tomorrow with the next session. And tomorrow's event is going to be, or tomorrow's market is going to be very interesting because we will have things, or we will have a better picture how this is going to shape up. So, this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching.